This week on the Patriot Quilt Along, we are finally ready to assemble our first blocks. We're going to be making the star block, which is this one here. And we're going to be using the units that we have already made, so the flying geese and the pinwheels. So let's get started. To assemble block A, you're going to need a pinwheel in the center, a flying geese on either side, a flying geese above and below, and then 4 2.5-inch squares. Those squares are fabric blue 2. They're the same fabric that you used for the background of the flying geese. Notice that the flying geese point inwards so that they form a star. Now, how to sew the block together is not any different than any other block you've ever sewn, but in case you're newer quilter, let me explain. You need to sew the block together in rows. So you'll be sewing these 2 squares on either side of a flying geese unit, and 2 squares down here on either side of that flying geese unit, and then 2 flying geese on either side of the pinwheel. Let me show you what that looks like. By the way, if you have a little tray like this, you can assemble your block properly and then take it to the sewing machine that way, and that really helps a lot. So after you have sewn your center section together, it will look like this. And after you've sewn, got little threads everywhere. After you've sewn the bottom part, it will look like that, and then the top part will look like that. Then what you need to do is simply sew this to the center and this to the center. Now you may be wondering, how should I press? Let me show you. You've got 2 options. You can press your seams open, as I did. I happen to like pressing my seams open, but if you do, make sure that you increase your stitch length. That makes the seam a little stronger. Why do I like pressing my seams open? Especially in a block like this, there's a lot of bulk, and it helps reduce the bulk, but also it helps preserve my points, I think, a little better. Or you can press your seams flat. I recommend that you press away from the geese whenever possible. That will help preserve the points. So in the center part, press towards the pinwheel. And in the outer part, press towards the side squares. And then when you join the rows, press away from the flying geese unit towards the pinwheel. So I'll hold that there for a second so you can see. Again, I'm pressing towards the pinwheel, pressing towards the pinwheel, or pressing open. So whichever you prefer. Now, with these blocks, I would pin at the intersections as you're assembling them to help you make things meet up. And then when you get your block finished, press it very well and trim it to 8.5 inches. When you are finished making all your block A's, you need to make 9 of them. So I have 1 more to make here. And then I will have 9. Right now I've got 7, 1 partially made, and then another not really made at all. So I almost at my 9, and it didn't take me any time at all to do that. So that's your week's assignment, to make 9 block A's. And we will meet again in 2 weeks when we tackle block B, which is the snowball block. So that will go pretty fast too. And then we only have 1 more block, and it'll be time to assemble our quilt. So if you've just joined us, don't worry. There are links in the video description to all of the previous parts so that you can catch up quickly. If you've just stumbled upon this in the internet, on the big wide internet, there are lots of prizes for people who complete either a quilt or a quilt top. So I hope you join us. And if you haven't joined us yet, there'll be a link in the video description for signing up. When you sign up for the special Patriot newsletter, you will receive a 30% discount off the pattern. So I would highly encourage you to do that. There is also a similar post about making the blocks with photos, if you like that, and that will appear on my website, and a link to that is also in the video description. So that's it. Make 9 block A's, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Bye for now.